Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Albion. And when last we left off, we're still in the basement area beneath the Equipment Makers Guild in Umajo. Because even though we have the secrets of metal magic, there's loot to be had. And you know what I think about loot. Loot is always awesome. So we're going to try and find it. First, we need to pull this switch on the north wall. Did you hear that grinding? I believe it came from the room where we came in. Indeed it did, but we're going to be checking that in a moment. There's a switch over here that I forgot to pull, and it's not the one here on the wall by the barrier, it's this one here. We need to pull this. Now, what has this lever done? It's probably connected to one of those rail walls that we haven't actually really encountered. We will be finding one soon enough. If we go back into the area where we came in, we can't actually get back to the spinning room, because the wall has rotated 90 degrees, the whole room actually has. And now the door is in the eastern area, and if we could get back to here, we could explore a new area. Unfortunately right now, it looks like we can't. Or can we? This switch here will open a pit in the floor, which if we use the rope, there's no reason to just throw ourselves down and take damage. It will bring us here to the large serpentine area that I previously thought was without purpose, but is actually where you end up if you go down the pit. And there is an open chest there that I didn't notice before, because it wasn't in the shape of a treasure chest, it was actually one of those barrels. We're going to be looking in that barrel because we always like to find loot, and I think it's pretty good loot as well. There we go, one blue healing potion, that's always nice, and one red potion. That is also always nice, and there is one door here that I haven't opened. And I think there's going to be an enemy encounter in here. The Monster Eye's been the Monster Eye's been saying that there is an encounter, and this one is a very interesting one indeed. One I haven't encountered before. 2 Animal 3s, 2 Storm 3s, and 4 Fear 3s. We're going to have to be very careful, and we're not going to advance the party here. Advancing the party would probably get Siobhan killed, as that Animal 3 would then target Siobhan and would probably kill her. So we're going to attack with a ranged attack here, and a Banish Demons on that back row will get rid of all of those enemies. The animal won't be able to move, so that's always beneficial. Start the round. That one is going to move forward, which is great. It could have moved next to Siobhan and put itself in a position where it couldn't get attacked by Drer and Tom, but it's moved right there, which is fantastic. And now all these enemies will stay in place, and all of the ones in the back line will be gone by the end of this round. And that one can be attacked by ranged attacks, and Drer, Tom and Siobhan can whittle down Miss Animal 3. So long, back line! We shall see you never, as you get taken away to, well, we really don't know where, and we really don't want to think about it, because wherever you're going is not here. And so we will just say farewell and so long. A few attacks there, none of them really did anything significant, and we can just deal with this one with ranged attacks, or rather this one with ranged attacks, and that one with melee attacks. We could try throwing our sword up the Storm 3, that really won't do that much, and yep, that one's gone, and this one will also be gone soon. Yep, goodbye, Animal 3. That was a lot of experience, and Melthus is now level 32. Only one attack, I don't think he's ever going to gain another, and level 11 for Siobhan. And what was in here? Absolutely nothing. Ah well, at least we gained some experience and found an encounter that we haven't faced before. Considering how far we are into the game, that is something interesting. Alright, up the stairs and back into the room where everything is going to be spinning around. We're going to want to get off that spinner rather quickly. Here we go. Excellent. And I think the door, yep, is in the eastern wall, so we'll go that way. And here is one of those barriers that we're definitely going to be careful about. It is an iridescent magic curtain. It doesn't heal you, it doesn't harm you, it opens the door to the north here, and if we go through that door, it will shut behind us and we won't be able to open it. Remember the doors that said they were opened by a key, or not opened by a key rather? They are opened by these curtains. Doors that are opened by keys, by the way, are just opened by keys. We have plenty of keys, but most of them won't work for them. And here is another switch. We did all this so, as indeed there is grinding sounds, we did all this so that we could move this door to the southern area. we're going to have to go there pretty soon. And what is in here? The answer is absolutely nothing. But hey, exploring is a good thing indeed. We want to now go back to here and head to the north and lock ourselves out of the area that we've just been in, because we have to backtrack all the way through the pit and then down the area that we've been before, and then down the pit again to go to the spinning area, just so that we can get to a new location. Excellent. We are now making great headway. The excellent part, however, is not all of this backtracking. Backtracking is not always the best, but at least this part of the backtracking is very expedient. We're not here for very long, and who shut that door? Maybe it was Kikoskia, just, you know, being mindful of the fact that all the enemies could roam around if we just left doors open everywhere. But then again, that implies that Kikoskia can deal with the animal threes and everything else. Maybe Kikoskia is far stronger than we gave him credit for. Then again, I didn't give him any credit for being any particular level. There we go, we'll just go down here, and there is the way that we can go. Directly south, to a door that will not open with a key, which implies that there is a western area that we may eventually get access to. There is a door here that is open, and in here is absolutely nothing, save for one of those barriers that will lead to the area that we've been in before, I think. Let's have a look. Yep, that will lead to there, and then that will lead to there. Not bad. There are also two special icons here, and one of them is for a very particular reason. This here is a plaque that just says, "Get back," but here is a hidden wall, and the hidden wall will lead to here, and then here will lead to an open area that we're going to have to explore very carefully. There are a few doors that we can look at. There is also a small pile of stuff. It's just got some gold, which is fine. Do we want to go in here? We do. There is an attack in here, a selection of animal threes that we're going to have to take care of. Let's use a frost avalanche here. Excellent. And then a banished demon centered around here, because lots of these will just move forward. You might as well attack there. There we go, and that is quite a bit of damage, but not too much considering what the animal threes can normally do. And they've moved pretty far forward, as you can see, that these ones are the first ones that are hit. So I think these ones are even further forward. At least lots of them will be dealt with the banished demons. Goodbye, animal threes! You shall never be seen. Well, that one is just gone. One critical hit later, and it is dead. That is how effective the critical hit skill is. It's always worth leveling it up. I think there are only 2 of them left now, and I imagine that that proficiency is very high on that skill. Let's have a look. It is nearly at maximum. We don't need to focus on doing anything with banished demons right now. We could, but I think Fireball might be a better usage of our power here, aimed in that direction. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a few attacks there, and 1 fireball, and it's still standing. I'm not surprised, and we'll just repeat this while Tom stands there and does absolutely nothing. And that one is gone, and that one is gone. 360 experience, which is pretty good. Anything in here? The answer is a resounding, ooh, loot. I like loot, and in here is just a small pile of rations. We'll take them, certainly, but I prefer other things. There is nothing here of any importance, and in here is, nope, absolutely nothing. There is that pile of loot that we've previously seen. There is a door, too, and over here is something, apparently. Something we can't see, but it's definitely here. There is also a switch that I imagine, yep, will move that wall to face the western area. There is also something nearby that we're going to have to find. I think somewhere around here is a... there is another hidden area. I don't know if it's here. You can see there is a wall there that we can't get into. One of these, I think, might let us through. Not this one, not this one. It's not any of them. There's definitely an area that... maybe we should actually go to the spinner area again. Actually, I think that's probably a good idea. I might be looking in the wrong locations for a hidden area. I most likely am. So we want to go into here, back here through the hidden wall, and over here. Imagine if Rainer had seen that hidden wall, he'd be like, whoa, that is amazing! I have to study it. And then he couldn't study it. This door is now open, and this will lead back to this area. We need to backtrack all the way back to the location that we were at before, that spinning room, the center of exploring this whole area. Back we go, down the hole, and can we rest? That is probably, yes we can, so it's probably better just to use recuperation. Nobody is tired apparently, even though they are tired. Ah well, we'll rest for 8 hours, and then we'll move on. Okay, excellent. Down we go, into this area, beyond, and down this corridor, past the loot that is no longer loot, and down here. It is a very quick route. Not quick enough, mind you, but it's not too bad. Up we go, into here, up here, round to this area, and once more down into the massive area with the spinning. And now, there is something in there that we're going to have to be careful of. Something we're going to have to be very careful of as we... that is bad. That is a contact plate, and that contact plate is going to get us into a lot of trouble. We're gonna have to save here, I think. If memory serves, that contact plate is bad. Let us save. The worst case scenario is that we all die horribly. You can see that there are enemies nearby. Quite a lot of them. Can we get past this? We can get past... Oh, there we go. There's an encounter. That is a big encounter. That is a massive encounter. Okay, we're going to have to be very careful here. Because that is, let's see, that is 5 Fear 3s, there are 2 Animal 2s, Plague 2s, Plague 3s, a Brog 3, and a selection of Storm 3s. Okay, let's start using all of the magic that we can, because, wow, that is a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies indeed. We could try using Banished Demons. That's probably a very good idea right now. Just attack that one there, and I think Demon Exodus is something we might want to invest in at some point. Okay, we'll start by getting rid of these enemies here in the middle row, because that's the animals gone, and we can get rid of them as well. And fortunately, because the animals are in the middle there, they're not going to cause us any real trouble, because they're going to be gone at the end of this round. Also, if you hadn't leveled up Frost Avalanche by now, you would really be regretting it, because oh dear, all of these enemies. There are just loads of them. So many, in fact, that it's starting to cast this a little bit slower every single time. Fortunately, some of these enemies are just going to be gone. That one I don't think is. I don't think the Brogs are counted as demons. We're going to find out, though. I don't think they are, because they leave bodies behind. That one is also frozen. That one is also frozen. And you, last but by no means least, are frozen. Marvellous. And there's some attacks there. That one is still here. That one is still here. That is indeed not a demon, so the Brog gets to stay. But all these enemies are going to go. Goodbye! We really need to get rid of some of them, because we have to get rid of the back row next with a Banished Demons. That will certainly help. And maybe some of our melee attacks will take care of the ones directly in front. That one is still here, and that one is not here. There are still, however, a large amount of enemies to take care of, so a Banished Demons here won't go amiss, and I think now using ranged attacks against that Brog is a brilliant idea. We'll have you hit that one. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Excellent. Will that kill the Brog? The answer is yes indeed, the Brog is gone. That one is gone, and all these enemies are also going to go. The fact that they're mostly demons is brilliant. Imagine if this was an encounter full of, I don't know, there were Krondir 2s and Kiz and Brog. This would be a very difficult thing. Well, we just have to melee attack it all to death, but I'd rather not need to do that. Let's have another Banished Demons here. It's nearly at maximum, so you might as well just do nothing and let Melthus take care of everything. Remember when I was having Melthus do absolutely nothing? Maybe I should have had him preparing all of these spells to maximum proficiency, so this would be a little bit easier. But hey, Late is better than never, eh? So long, Encounter! That is 580 experience, and Tom is level 35. Syrah is level 34, which is good. Harriet is level 29, and Siobhan is level 12. That was a brilliant encounter, albeit one that cost us a fair bit. We want to explore around here very carefully. There is another encounter nearby. Oh, hello, how are you? A selection of Plague 3 for us to take care of. Might as well use another Banished Demons and get it to maximum proficiency, and then we could use I think another Frost Avalanche. We might as well not take any risks here, because taking a risk could get us horribly killed. There we go. The Plague 3s are nasty after all. We haven't had any experience of that yet, but we would have if we hadn't have frozen them. We do have a lot of capability to deal with the loss of spell points that we have, so we can just use this magic with reckless abandon, while all of these plagues go far away, into the ceiling. Imagine if I just threw them up to the next floor and anybody who was on the next floor would be like, "Oh, all these enemies!" But no, they are taken away to I don't know where. The game never tells us. And so we can now quite happily just melee this plague down, which is good. Okay, we'll just get rid of that one. There we go. 180 experience, and we can explore around. We do need to be very careful. Also, there is loot here. Loot is always good. There is a special there that will lead back to this area. We'll go down and see what that loot is, shall we? The loot here is, let's have a look. There is the Stone of Visions, which is actually an interesting item that we may be showing some people, and we may actually use it at some point. We'll take these rations, though. Rations are always good. And in this corner is a small pile. Is it over here, or is it... No, it's behind us. There we go. Over here is a small pile of loot. There are 38 arrows, which we don't really need. The lockpicks aren't bad. We'll take them, and we'll take the gold with us as well. Gold is always good. Anything else in here? There's that door that we need to be careful of. We need to be very careful of that door. Because in there is going to be something... Yep, there's something... Oh dear. I think we might have made a terrible mistake here. This is the encounter with a lot of Animal 3s, and I thought it wasn't this one. It is this one. So we're going to have to use Frost Avalanche here. We're going to have to drink some of these potions. Yep, definitely need to drink some of these. That one, yep, we need all of that spell points, all of them, because we need to banish demons right now on that back row. And we need to hope that these people here, Dre, Tom and Siobhan, can survive this, because if they can't, we're in some serious trouble, because all of these animals will attack first. Alright, and they're all going to move up, and that's bad. That is Dre unconscious, but fortunately nobody else, so everybody else is going to survive. Oh dear, that was a bad thing. This is what you need Demon Exodus for. This is what you need Demon Exodus for. And we also should have had everyone in the back row as opposed to being where they were before. This is not good. This is going to be a lot of experience, mind you, don't get me wrong. A lot of experience. Unfortunately, the game is going to have a little bit of difficulty with all of these enemies frozen like this. Fortunately, a large selection of them are going to disappear next round, but we've now lost Dre, which means Dre doesn't get any experience. The good news is that everyone else will get experience instead. It'll all be split between 5 people as opposed to between 6, but I'd rather have had Dre gain some experience there. There we go, a few attacks that will miss, and there go the Banished Demons to make sure that these enemies do not come back. There are going to be a lot of castings of Banished Demons. This is the encounter that you use to gain maximum level. You come down here with tons of the potions that restore spell points, and you just step on that pressure plate, and every time you do, this encounter will appear, and you'll be able to use Demon Exodus rather. You don't want to use Banished Demons, it's very inefficient. If a Demon Exodus is high enough level, you can then get rid of all the enemies in one go, as opposed to the mess that we have here right now. Banished Demons there, we'll have you attack there, we'll have you attack here, and we'll have you attack there. And you might as well attack there. Let's go. There's going to be a few attacks aimed in that direction. That Animal 3 is still going to be there. And then all of these enemies are going to disappear. Which fortunately will mean that the game will speed up a bit. With everyone gone, it speeds up that little bit more, if you've noticed. Because the game really doesn't like having 16 enemies frozen like that. Especially when they're as large as Animal 3s. But well, it's all experience in the end. Experience, unfortunately, that Drer will not get. We want another use of Banished Demons here, and I think all we want is a Frost Crystal aimed in this direction. So that we can make sure that these two are frozen, because that one there is going to die pretty soon when we attack it, hopefully, but these three are definitely going to disappear. So that will now take care of, yep, Frost Crystal. A fair amount of damage here. That is, how much, I wonder? 18. It's not as good as Frost Avalanche, but it will do, and it will preserve a little bit of our spell points there. Goodbye! See you later. We have not dealt with this very effectively whatsoever. But it's better than it going horribly wrong. We could have just died here. We could have just died. And so we can now focus a large amount of attacks in these directions, and hopefully these enemies will die soon. That one is gone, and you are also gone. 1,152 experience points each, and Malthus is level 33, Harriet is level 30, Siobhan is level 13. And now we need to bring Drer back, because ouch, that hurt. That hurt an awful lot. And can we rest now? The answer is no, we cannot. And because we pushed that switch, that area had enemies in it that we most certainly needed to... We really wanted to avoid that. And also, in here is a hidden area. And what is in here that makes going into this area worth it? There is a small pile of stuff that we need to be able to see. There we go. This item here, the Serpent Staff, which is 10 protection. It can only be used by a Gikas Mage, a Druid, an Enlightened one, or an Akulo Kamulos, which means that there aren't many people that can use it. That is Syrah, Malthus, Thunag, and Harriet. But as you can see, it confers 10 protection. It can also be used when you have a two-handed item. So you could have somebody use, for instance, a two-handed blade, and they'd still be able to use that as staff. That is what we came here for. We did not come here to deal with that, because that is horrifying. Can we rest? No, we cannot, and I think I'm going to stay here for now, because ouch, that hurt. And when we come back, folks, that is the encounter that is really dangerous, and I thought it wasn't that one. I thought it just appeared when you press the switch, but no, it just gets summoned when you press that switch, and will get summoned every single time you do. We'll be coming back here at some point to gain a lot of experience, but right now we have what we want, and we're just going to leave. I think that's a great idea. And so I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.